smells good. Hey, good morning everybody. I am set up in my backyard and I'm going to play around with a lens that I have. This lens, to be exact. What is it? It's a Wollaston Meniscus lens. I've had it for quite a few years, but I've only used it sporadically. And now I'm going to take the time and really see what this lens can do. It's a soft focus meniscus. It's kind of, well, I pretty much rank it up like as a magnifying glass. Anyways, this was made by a guy down in Washington State. His name's Reinhold. It's a meniscus lens. It's a single lens. I believe one surface is convex and the other is concave, I believe. And I believe this lens type is one of the first lenses ever used in photography. So it goes back a long ways. Reinhold made this lens and he also supplied it with these drop-in apertures. And I believe they're called Waterhouse. Don't have any experience with these types of apertures, but he included apertures from like 5.6, f8, f11, f16, f22, and f32. The focal length of this lens is 355 millimeters. It's got ample coverage for 8x10. Without a Waterhouse stop, the aperture is 4.6, I believe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expose 6 sheets of X-ray film with these stops in place. I'm going to skip the 5.6 and just go right to f8, f11, f16, and so on. And once I've done shooting all this film, I'm going to develop it. And I'm going to develop them all probably in D23 1:1 like I normally do with X-ray film. I guess I should show you the scene. So we got lots of shadow and lots of sunlight in it. I know there's going to be lots of glowing with this lens. And I'm expecting it to get really sharp once I stop down. But how sharp? I don't know. I gotta get going. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky to use this lens. I took some meter readings and I'm going to be working with a shutter speed of 1/8 of a second with it wide open. And then of course gradually the shutter speeds will get a little bit longer, so I'm going down to, with the f22, it's around a second, so I'm not expecting much consistency with my exposures. The other thing is, there's no shutter in this thing. It is threaded, but I don't have a neutral density filter big enough for that, so I'm just gonna have to wing it. Anyways, the other tricky thing is, I guess I have to keep the lens cap on. There's also a slot on the top for these stops. So, because I'm using X-ray film, I'm just gonna put some litho tape to cover up that, otherwise light's gonna get in, I think. So what I'm gonna do is I'll pull the slide out and then make the exposure by removing and replacing the lens cap. Here we go, let's do it. This one's wide open. Okay, so taking the slide out first, and this one is, what is it? What did I say it was? 30th of a second. Good grief. 30th of a second. Okay. It's going to be way off. Here we go. I think it was. Okay. Now I will drop in the f8 stop. Here's There's the f8. And it just goes right in here, like that. And I'll do the same thing. Around. And this one is going to be a 15th. Oh, brother. So slide out. No clue. And I'll just carry on. I'll see you guys in the dark room. Let's see, what's the next one? F11. Oh, gotta change the holder. I'm all set up. I'm going to use D23 at 1:1. I'm just going to use one tray, one flat bottom tray. So when I'm done developing, I'll pour the developer into here. I'm going to reuse it because I got to do 6 sheets. And then I'm going to pour in the stop bath, which is just Ilford indicator stop bath, and then the fix. The fix is the rapid fix. So I'm going to develop for about 6 minutes. Great thing about X-ray film is I can do it under a safe light. That is my safe light up there. So it just makes it easier just to judge the development. There appears to be a spider leg floating in the developing tray. I think I need to get that out. Sorry, Mr. Spidey, but I don't know what you're doing in my containers. Out you go. Okay, so I'm going to flick the main light off and start processing. It's going to be too dark. You guys won't be able to see anything, but I'll bring you back when I'm going to fix it. Alright, we're going to fix it. And it's pretty damn dense, I would say. That's just me not being able to judge 30th of a second. I might have to invest in some neutral density filters. That's not bad. Densities look pretty darn good. Sure is blurry though. Holy moly. Oh, that's the wide open f4.6. Okay, I'm gonna put this one in the tray of water and then process the other 5 sheets. See you guys in a little while. Alright, here's the f4.6 shot, and it's really soft. Wow, there's nothing in focus here. Let's compare this one to the f8 shot. And it's considerably different. Detail is a lot more clear. Depth of field has been extended slightly. Let's compare the f8 with the f11. See, its background is on the fence is a little bit clearer, more clear. Oh, look at the flowers too. A lot clearer. Let's compare the f11 the f16. Even more clear. Okay, the f16 and the f22. The fences really come in. There's a little bit more detail in that tree. And finally the f22 and the f32. That's the best I can get out of the lens. It looks pretty darn sharp. Let's compare the 2 shots taken at f4.6 and f32. Zen zen jigo, as the Japanese would say. Very, very different. Wow. I don't know if I can work with something like that, but you never know. In the f8 shot, it's much better. That's quite lovely, actually. That might be something that I can work with. I wish I had taken one at f5.6. I think I'm going to do some more shots with the f8 aperture. But I want to scan these in and take a really good look at them.